all about. Now it's time for it to get on the mic and make this motherfucking party hot. I'm taking it back to the old school, cause I'm an old fool who's so cool. If you wanna get down, I'ma show you the way. There it is, let me hear you say.
Point blank, cherry juice I drink and bent as I puff on dank. Rock the mic, I crave skin rip. Find a honey dip to dip it in. Slam dunk it, stick it, flip it and ride that B-double-O-T-Y, oh my. Ooh, there it is, come on, whoop. There it is, I'm done.
The underground sound that you have found amazing, outstanding, demanding, commanding you people dancing. That's a breath taker. I produce, aka the Undertaker. You wanna come down to the underground old school? Here's a shovel. Can you dig it, fool? Can you dig it? Can y'all dig it? Can you dig it? Can y'all dig it? Can you dig it? Can y'all dig it? Can you dig it? Can y'all dig it?
Section Division III Girls Soccer Playoff. This contest is being conducted under the strictest code of good sportsmanship. The officials are neutral and have been authorized by the CIF San Diego section. They have been assigned to this contest because they have demonstrated their ability to properly and fairly officiate the sport. Spectators are encouraged to support your team and requested to refrain from demeaning or degrading your opponents or the officials. We support our young athletes, schools, coaches, and community. But most of all, America's finest schools pride themselves on having America's finest interscholastic spectators. Please help us demonstrate this with a display of the highest ideals of good sportsmanship. Starting tonight's non-starters, introduced first, number 5, Luna de Jong. Number 6, Ellie Reimer. Number 8, Nikki Erlenbush. Number 9, Shannon Files. Number 10, Kathy Bell. Number 12, Martha Spalding. And number 21, Suzanne Hopkins. Starters for the Bulldogs tonight. Number 2, Carmen Cardenas. Number 3, Carmen is a sophomore. Number 3, Tony Sturla, a senior. Number 4, Trinity Stalker, a junior. Number 7, Sarah Summerall. Number 11, Aubrey Thompson, a senior. Number 13, Tammy Perkins, a senior. Number 14, Tanya Tang, a senior. Number 15, Cindy Poland. All
Okay. Georgia Langevin Video Sports Productions presents the Division III CIF San Diego Section Girls Championship Soccer Game from Torrey Pines High School in Torrey Pines. It's the University of San Diego High School girls against the Ramona High School Bulldogs. And we just started the contest here, and we'll get the lineups for you momentarily. In the blue and red is the Ramona Bulldogs, and in the white and red is the University of San Diego Dons. The forwards for the Dons is Rachel Rodriguez. Kate Burkhardt is number 20. Rodriguez number 14. Mandy Clemens out there will be number 22. Number 18 will be Darcy Fraunfelter. And number 4 is Carrie O'Leary. The midfielders, we have Christy Clark. She's number 9 for the white and red. As the ball is passed over into the corner, the Dons with control. Here's a pass to the center, and a shot, and it hits the post, and it goes wide. Another try at it, and now the Bulldogs have control. It goes in, a shot, tapped in at the last moment, and it is 1-0, the Dons lead. Looked like that was Rachel Rodriguez. It was. Rachel Rodriguez was standing near the, and they say that it was disallowed. There was offsides on the call, and they call it no goal. So we are still at a 0-0 score. But putting the pressure so far early in the contest has been the Dons in white and red. The Dons, who won their league, the Western League, they were 11-0. The last game that they played against La Jolla in the playoffs, they shut them out with their goaltender, Gina Hansen. And they are here to try and see if they can win the championship. Ramona, a team for the first time in the title game here in Division III. The Bulldogs were 4th in the Avocado League, and they fought their way all the way to the finals here to play University of San Diego, a program which has had a lot of success in prior years. In fact, the last 2 times, and here's the feed to the corner, but this one's going to be picked up by goalie Gina Hansen, or rather Aubrey Thompson, that is, for the Bulldogs. Last 2 times these teams played in a playoff affair, it was won last year by University of San Diego 1-0. And they played them a couple years before, Ramona, and they beat them also. So Ramona trying to stop that streak here in the playoffs by University of San Diego. And of course the Dons trying to win a title. A whistle on the far side. The Dons will have the free kick. No score in the contest. I'm Greg Porter, happy to be with you. We hope you can pull up a chair and watch Girls Division III CIF soccer at its best. 40-minute halves in high school soccer. Tammy Perkins trying to control that one, and it goes out of play for the Bulldogs, thrown in by the Dons. There's Perkins, number 13, can't quite get it, and this one is kicked out quickly by Katie Ott, number 11. Katie Ott back there with her defensive partners, Jenny Benz, number 2, Stephanie Strucco, number 7, number 8, Julie Ott, the sweeper, and of course Gina Hansen back there in the kind of a yellowish black jersey with the black pants, a goaltender for the Dons. Now we have a substitution for the Bulldogs. Coming in is number 12 for the Bulldogs, and that's Martha Spalding. The rest of the midfielders for the Dons is Lori Giacinti. Kate Duclo is number 9 out there. Tony Nunez is number 10. Megan Tover, number 21. Raya Goff is number 5 out there. And Brooke Reinhardt, number 13. Some of these are not starters, but we'll give you those names irregardless. Playing the midfield, both teams just trying to control right now. There's a header back into the zone of the Bulldogs, and it goes back now deep. Here's an offensive try, and this one rolls right to Gina Hansen, and she'll throw it over to the left. And it's taken away. Number 2, and she kicks it out of play. That was Carmen Cardenas, the sophomore. Cardenas stole that one. Stole that one away from Jenny Binns, and then could not control it and get a shot on Gina Hansen. So here's a goal kick for the Dons of University of San Diego. Here's the rush by the Bulldogs, and this one is headed off to the right of the net by Tammy Perkins, the senior forward. Perkins, number 13 in blue with the red numbers, the big number on the backs of their jerseys and the small numbers on the front. And here is a goal kick. And this one is long, about 40 yards on that one. Trying to walk it up is Mandy Clemens. Clemens, number 22, with some speed, goes around one player, feeds it to the left side, and working it over to her teammate, and that is out of play. Out of play on the Bulldogs, so it's going to be a corner kick. Anytime you kick it out of play on the inline, your own inline, your defensive inline, the offensive team gets that corner kick. A great offensive chance here in the first half for the Dons. She gets a lot of air underneath that one to the other side, the wide side, and it is moved out and upfield. And now out of play. Let's get the offense for the Ramona Bulldogs. Sarah Legase, number 20. Tammy Perkins is number 13. She's a senior. Luna DeYoung is number 5. Tanya Tate is number 14. She's a forward. She's in there now. Ellie Reimer, number 6. The freshman. Shauna Files is number 9. Nikki Erlenbush is number 8. She's a freshman. Their midfielders for Ramona is Trinity Stalker. She's number 4, the junior. Kathy Bell, the junior, number 10. Nicole Moore, number 17, the junior. Carmen Cardenas is number 2, and she's a sophomore. Their defensive players are Sarah Summerall. She's out there, number 7. She's a junior. Cindy Poland, number 15. She's a junior. Number 12, Martha Spalding, a sophomore. Jessica Stewart is number 16. She's a junior as it goes out on the far side. And there is going to be a free kick. Or do we have a throw-in? It's going to be a throw-in for the Dons. Tanya Sterla, number 3, the senior for Ramona, is their sweeper. Suzanne Hopkins, number 21, is their junior, and she plays on the defensive side. And Aubrey Thompson is the senior back there, and she is in an all-black jersey there in the goal nets. The two seniors trying to win their very last game ever in high school, and it be a memorable one for both clubs. Talk about Aubrey Thompson for Ramona and Gina Hansen for the Dons. No score in the contest. Right now the territorial advantage is in favor of the white and red, as you see on your picture, and that is the Dons of University of San Diego High School. There's a feed, and this one is missed. Nice attempt. Mandy Clemens was in close, but she couldn't get her foot on it, and it goes out of play. So now it'll be a goal kick for the defensive team, the Ramona Bulldogs, out of their own end. Ramona is head coached by Valerie Nelson. Their assistants is Joan Snelling and Brian Ridge. Head coach for the Dawn tonight is Butch Lee, and their assistant is Felicia Faro. Butch Lee, who used to do a lot of things involving soccer. The center ref is Mike Rogers. The linesman is Hans Mueller, and the other linesman is Ray Hackett. And this one is fed back deep into the zone of the Bulldogs. They've had to play quite a bit of defense in the first half here. Almost a foul there. And it's pushed back. Trying to set it up are the Dons. They feed it over into the corner a little bit too long. Trying to run it down is Rodriguez, but she won't be able to get to it. So the Bulldogs will get something going from the defensive side. Aubrey Thompson. Thompson hits one player, and it goes off to the right. Off to the far side, and still in the field. A shot, and it just hits the corner of the net, and it comes back off to the center, and a shot is missed. So we still have no score in the contest. Okay, that shot, the last shot was by Nunez, Tony Nunez, and she missed it.
Matt, you stay there, Matt. Ryan.
Another attempt, and that one was missed to the wide side, putting the pressure in this contest early on as the Dons. Nunez buzzing around in the defensive zone. Rodriguez, number 14, putting pressure. She's there in the center for the Dons in white and red. Asking Sarah Summerall, Spalding, Jessica Stewart and company to answer here with the defensive line back there. Stopped in the mid right there and continued on. Katie Ott. Here's Nunez, or Rodriguez rather. Rodriguez back to Ott. And the feed is out of play, so now it'll be the Bulldogs soccer ball. Trying to run a triangle and see if they can get the defense to bite. Swing a couple of defensive players to commit, and then find somebody open in the middle. Here's the feed to Nunez. Nunez tries to give and go, and the goalie comes out, loses it, and it is kicked out. I believe it was kicked out by the Bulldogs, so the Dons will. No, it was kicked out by the Dons, so the Bulldogs will have the goal kick. But it was close. And now we have a substitution. And going out for the Bulldogs was number 12, Martha Spalding. And coming in is Cindy Poland. Poland, number 15. The Bulldogs with control. And it's kicked out. Trying to control it there was Nicole Moore, the junior. Moore being marked there and went out of play. Here's the throw in for the Dons. No score here in the first half of action. About 15 minutes gone so far in the first half of play. Unofficially, we don't keep the statistics or the time officially. It's kept on the field. Here's a free kick. It's towards the goal, but it is knocked out of play. Knocked out quickly by Tony Sterla. Sterla, their sweeper. But by knocking it out now, it is going to be a corner kick.
On the flight, KO! On the flight!
They line up Nunez, and they also line up Clemens, all stacked up, bunched up there, just in front of the defensive players for the Dons. And now they break out. Looking for Nunez, or for Rodriguez. Rodriguez didn't get a chance to get to it. Rodriguez was one of the members who scored the goal in the La Jolla game. She'd love to try and get one here in this title game. Ball knocked out by the Dons, so it is now thrown in on the far side by Ramona. Knocked out again. This time knocked out by Ramona, so the Dons will throw it in, and the other side doesn't like it. A miss, and it is ran out of play. Hustling over there was Kathy Bell. Kathy Bell, number 10. And a couple of players from Ramona kind of stretching out. No score here in the soccer game between these two teams trying to win a championship in Division III girls CIF soccer. Ramona trying to control it in their own end, and it goes by a couple of defensive players over to the far side. And it goes out. A throw in for the Dons. Oh, and there is a foul. You saw that one clearly. Running over Tony Nunez. It was Trinity Stalker. So Trinity with the violation, and now the Dons will have the free kick. It's on towards the net. They try to hit it, and it goes off. A number of players trying to get control, and now Ramona walks out with it to the far side. Tanya Tate, and now it goes out of play, but it is in the direction for the Bulldogs, so they will continue their offensive push up the field. A very nice high school here. Out here in Torrey Pines. Torrey Pines High School. This field, as a save by Hanson, is one that is able to drain off to the sides. Football field here, normally played in soccer during this time of the year. There's a miss, and a couple of players running, and the defensive players were able to get there in time and kick it out of play. Boy, that was a dangerous one right there. If they don't get to that, well, you have a big offensive chance right there. Still no score in the soccer game. The Bulldogs trying to just play defense here in the first half because the rush has been tremendous for the Dons. They have been in the Bulldogs' half of the field. And here's a cross. And this one is knocked away by a Bulldog player. And then a centering shot is batted away by Thompson. Thompson runs back into the net now. And the defense kicks it out of play. And the throw in the corner Tony Nunez tried to feed in the center, and she just missed the connection. Rodriguez was there, but couldn't get to it. And here's one going to Nunez, but the goaltender comes out. What a job by Aubrey Thompson. Thompson remaining tough in this contest, the senior. And she makes another save and gives it a good kick. And there's a nice play to keep it from hitting her hands. That was a good job by number 3 for the Dons. And here in the corner, she has the attack. And it's blocked. A nice attempt by Rodriguez there, and this one is blocked out again. Number 3, Jessica Battaglia has been putting that pressure in here in the last 30 seconds for the Dons. No score between University of San Diego High School and Ramona, the Bulldogs. Ramona trying to get it across, and now they finally have it. They haven't been across the midfield stripe in a while, and it is taken away as soon as they do and headed back across. And right there is Rodriguez. But now it is taken away. And here we go again for the Dons. The Dons pushing it upfield still. Here's Rodriguez alone, and it is kicked out quickly. Rodriguez, you can't leave her alone for too long, and they recognize that, and quickly it was kicked out of play. No score in the soccer game. It's going to be a corner kick for the Dons. Lady Bulldogs and the Lady Dons have been playing a very tight one here. Megan Tover for the Dons. The throw in, and it is out of play. And now it's going to be a corner kick for the Dons. Doing the corner kicking will be Jenny Benz, the sophomore. And let's see what they do offensively to try to set up here. They spread a lot of players evenly all the way across the width of the goal, and they're trying to get control of it, and it is knocked out of play. And again, the Bulldog defense stiffens up when they have to. They've had to do it predominantly in this half. And, of course, the offsides helped them, keeping the Dons off the scoreboard on that one goal that they thought they had earlier. And there's a handball, and so now the Bulldogs will get the free kick. You get the free kick from the spot of the violation in soccer. Jessica Stewart will do the number 16 for the Bulldogs. And there's a collision. And that collision is a violation on the Lady Bulldogs. So the Dons now will have the free kick in their own end. The Dons having the territorial advantage, pushing the pressure on the Lady Bulldogs defense to try and answer the defensive call in this game. They've spread the ball around when they've had to, and they've tried to bunch up the middle. However, the Bulldogs have been able to be equal to the task so far. The Dons with another rush here. Nunez trying to feed it. She was looking for Rodriguez. Battaglia on the wing. Battaglia centers it. And it's to the far side and out of play. So it'll be a goal kick for the Lady Bulldogs. Sure, head coach Valerie Nelson wants to see if she can get some offense going here from her girls out there. Try and put a little bit of pressure on Gina Hansen and company. As that one is knocked out of play. Sarah Legace is trying to control it. She's number 20 for the Bulldogs. And we have some substitutions. Coming out is Rachel Rodriguez, number 14, and also coming out is number 5, Rhea Goff. And coming in 18 and 14, that's Darcy Fraunfelter, the junior. And number 4, that's Carrie O'Leary, the junior. Couple of forward midfielders for the Dons. To the far side, here's the feed in the middle, missed. Battaglia can't control it, and this one is going to be kicked out. Okay, here's a goal kick with no score here in the first half of action in this Division III CIF girls soccer game. Tony Nunez. Nunez with the left foot. And Battaglia. And it is kicked out of play. Nice hustle by number 2. And number 2 is Carmen Cardenas for the Bulldogs. The defense for the Bulldogs has really got to be winded here. They've really had to run all over the field in their own end. And the offensive players have really had to help. They haven't had a chance to really get any kind of offensive plays going here in the first half, as the Dons have kept the pressure on. And now here's a feed down the left side. Running after it is Sarah Legace, and Legace can't get to it. Sarah Legace, a sophomore, forward. She's going to be on this Lady Bulldogs program for a couple of more years, getting a lot of good experience in her younger years. Me and the underclassmen, so to speak, in high school. This one's kicked out. Nicole Moore over there trying to get a play working with Legace, but it went off her body and out of play. No score in the soccer match, the title one. Trying to control it is Tanya Tate, number 14, and it might have touched her hand, and it's going to be a free kick. The violation against the Bulldogs. Let's see what kind of effect Fraunfelter and O'Leary can have for the Dons. Right now, running after it is Battaglia, and Battaglia cannot get to it before Cardenas can, and Cardenas kicks it out of play. Cardenas has been equal to the task whenever they've tried to work a play on the wing there. Cardenas being asked to do the job and keep that ball out of the center. Number 2 for the Lady Bulldogs in blue. Here's the feed, and is batted away, but it goes to the right side. Batted away again, this time by Nicole Moore, and it goes out of play. But Nicole Moore keeps it from going back to the center. And the defense replies again with a good stand. So it is still no score here in the first half. About a little bit more than half of this first half already gone. Getting it kicked out by about 40 yards, and then we have a violation against the Bulldogs. Ramona partisans do not like it. They don't feel it was a fair call, and you'll get that. It's just part of the game sometimes. And I'm sure the things equal up in the end. Battaglia and she tried to feed it, and it was just kicked away. Kept in. Sterla off to the far side. O'Leary working it to the corner, and it is kicked out of play. So now O'Leary will give her team an opportunity for the corner kick. Jenny Benz doing the corner kicking again. Benz gets it up in the air in the center, and this one is headed out of play. Getting her head to try to redirect the ball was Katie Ott, and the senior was not able to put the right kind of angle on it, and so it goes out of play. No score in the game here in the first half. You're listening to Greg Porter, myself, and you're watching George Langevin Video Sports Production. Division III CIF Championship Soccer match for the girls. Tony Nunez was trying to walk it up. The defenders, Nunez has a shot at the score. Tony Nunez, the ball came right back to Nunez, and Nunez just says, I'm going to put it in the corner of the net. She's been working hard in this first half, and Nunez gets the reward. For her teammates, it's 1-0. So the senior caps off her final game with a goal. And it is 1-0 in favor of the University of San Diego High School Dons over the Ramona Bulldogs.
All over it, White.
The Dons, who worked real hard here in the first half, really putting a lot of pressure on the defense, and it's one of those ricochet type plays, and jumping on it quickly was Nunez to get the goal. Here's Legace trying to run underneath it, but it is quickly corralled and headed back the other way by the Dons. And the momentum, of course, in the favor of the Dons, and a lot of times that'll wake up the other team too. Let's see what the Bulldogs can answer with here. And they know they have to get a goal sometime before the end of this soccer match. Puts a sense of urgency in there. And also they have to play good defense and not allow another one. Because in soccer a lot of times, it doesn't take much to win a game as far as points are concerned. Maybe 1 or 2. And the Dons know that one, and it's kicked out by Fraunfelter. So the Lady Bulldogs down 1-0 will have the throw-in in their own defensive half. In the center, control the Bulldogs, and it's worked off a little bit too far for Cardenas to run underneath it. Okay, and we have a substitution coming in there now for the Dons is number 9. And number 9 for the Dons is Christy Clark, the senior. Christy Clark replacing number 3. And that's Jessica Battaglia. In the corner, the Dons. Nice movement by Clemens, and it is kicked out of play. Mandy Clemens, the sophomore, was just trying to see if the defensive player was going to budge one way or another and then go by her. And nice thought by Clemens. It gives them a chance for a corner kick here. Off of one player, and it is kicked out of play. And now it'll be a goal kick for the Lady Bulldogs. Down in this contest 1-0. And it goes out of play. Don's putting pressure again.
Keep them pushed up.
Carrie O'Leary, number 4. Legace. And it goes out of play. And that was kicked out by Aubrey Thompson from the goal 18-yard box. Kept in the air. And momentarily injured there for a second, trying to get her bearings together is Tammy Perkins, as she was hit with that ball also on an attempt to try to hit it. And Perkins trying to find out where she's at right now. That hurts. Soccer ball doesn't weigh a whole bunch, but it doesn't always feel that light when you have to make a play like she just did. Here's the throw in. Perkins. And it is kicked out of play. Nice hustle there by Nunez. Number 10, Tony Nunez. Nunez with the long braids there. She scored the goal, and the only goal in this contest to give the Dons the lead. Time running down here in the first half. Trying to control. Here's Nunez with it. He feeds it along the left side to Clark. And it goes out of play. Here's Christy Clark, the throw in. Does it correctly. The push up by Benz. They're now overrunning it, but staying with it in the Dons. Benz to keep it in. Going towards Thompson, and she is able to make the save.
All over it, White.
In the center, Perkins. The midfielder's trying to work hard and get something going here. Looking for Legace, number 20, but she doesn't get it yet as it is bounced off. Legace can't get to it as she tries to run it down. They've got to try to get a give and go if they want to try to get anything going on the goaltender Hansen, who had a shutout in her last game. Might give you evidence of the kind of offensive team, as well as the midfielders and the job they are able to do for the Dons at keeping that ball from going past their half of the midline. Knocked down on the far side. 1-0 the score in favor of University of San Diego, the high school, the Dons. The Bulldogs in blue trying to get control. And it comes to the near side, and it's out of play. Hustling hard on the play was Tammy Perkins, and that will be the first half of action. With the score, it's 1 for the University of San Diego High School, the Dons, over the Ramona Bulldogs. And we'll have some videography in a halftime, and we'll be back with the second half. So don't go away.
Just don't panic. I mean, we're not panicking, but just don't rush the ball.
Remember, when we're going to take the shot, you know, your mind's eye, look at the frame, mind's eye, then watch your foot strike the ball, drive it. You know, she's going to get a hand on it. She's going to, you know, she's going to have to be all world for the second half. She's going to get a hand on it. You just drive her clean into the goal with it, okay? Hey, Dave, we've had good practice, good shooting drills the last couple of practices. You know,
Keep
so
it
let's
fresh.
keep it up.
You guys, there's spaces like Mandy and all the boards and Darcy are making a difference. There's little spaces, and if we can just feed it on the ground through those spaces. Like that one.
Windows.
We've had it looks real pretty too. Just like maybe just find the little spaces, and it doesn't have to be a really hard pass, or else the keeper's gonna get it. Just nice and make sure it's accurate like that.
Remember, all the goal is passing it. Keep the corners. I mean, if she's going to make saves, let's get her vertical, okay? Horizontal, vertical, everything. But not just right at it, right?
When they clear the ball.
Katie Ott. On corners, let's get a different angle, okay? Let's come out this way a little bit and come in this way. We're getting too far out. Jenny Benjamin take a little off. She's only about 3/4 far.
You like pounded it. They just stick it back on. Okay. We need the top. And especially for the top. We're playing defense, great, but come on now, someone else can do it. We just need to play offense for 5 minutes to get a goal and then play defense.
We can time with you. Your head's nowhere.
That's all I care about. Coach Amps, good enough.
Let's go, guys. 4 ladies. Let's go. 1, 3. Come on, you guys. Water.
Let's go.
We need you running in.
They did.
Let's go. Score. Clap, clap.
I'll shout. I'll shout. But don't hold it to shout, okay?
1, 2, 3.
Score!
Come on, 40 minutes now.
Division III, the soccer championship match here in the second half between the Lady Bulldogs of Ramona and the Lady Dons of the University of San Diego. The Dons leading in this contest 1-0 on a goal by Tony Nunez. Going from left to right are the Dons, and now the Bulldogs, they switch ends, and they're going from right to left on your screen. Bulldogs need to get some things going offensively. Legace, number 20, is one of them that they're going to be asking to get something going. Number 14, who was hustling that one down, is Tanya Tate. She's going to be asked to get some things going, too. Tammy Perkins also, number 13. They've got to get it going if they're to win in this championship matchup. With the throw in are the Dons. The Dons content to spin the whole half if they have to in the zone of the Lady Bulldogs, not necessarily needing a score. They can just eat up the clock and win their 4th consecutive championship. 3 years ago, they were a winner in the title game against Madison. And then they came back the next year, beat La Jolla. And then last year, the champion against Madison again in their second try to get a championship, Madison. Nice control that time. And a good job. Nicole Moore, number 17, that was. Nicole Moore kicks it off her teammate. Legace can't get control, and it's kicked back. And a good shot here of the University of San Diego Dons bench. The girls that are not active on the field right now, but a very integral part of the great program that the University of San Diego High School Dons have been able to compile over the years in this game called soccer. The referees out there working hard is Mike Rogers, the center, and the linesman Hans Mueller, and the other linesman Ray Hackett. A throw in. Stephanie Strucko, number 7, and then it's kicked out of play. And the hustling on that play was Nicole Moore. Here's another throw-in. 1-0 in favor of the Lady Dons here in the second half. Just the opening minutes of the second half of action. Up here in the beautiful area of Torrey Pines. Torrey Pines High School was successful in their girls soccer program with a championship, and also their boys soccer program. They won a championship also. Controlling it right now for the Dons, Mandy Clemens. Clemens feeds it to the right to Strucko. Strucko knocks it off of Tanya Tate, and it still bounces in and then goes out. Strucko will throw it in. Tate turned around and said, "I'm ready for more." Good defense. The Lady Bulldogs have really played good defense in this contest. Otherwise, this one would be around, because the offensive team for the Lady Dons have been inside the zone of the Bulldogs this entire contest.
Can you say something about beat the ball? Yeah. It's do it. You have to. Ball.
Here's a throw in. Strucko. I believe that. No, it wasn't Strucko. Throwing that one in was Christy Clark. Clark over there on the other side, and Clark will throw it in again, looking for Nunez. Nunez in the center trying to feed it, and she does. Off to the right side, over to Fraunfelter. She shoots it out of play. 1-0 in favor of the Dons here in the second half. Plenty of time for the Bulldogs to try to get a goal here. But as the time goes along, it gets more and more crucial that they get something going. The Bulldogs Lady Bulldogs have never been in a title match in Division III. It's their first time under head coach Valerie Nelson. Here's a throw. In the corner, Nunez trying to keep it in, but she won't be able to get to it in time. Tony Nunez, who scored the goal in the first half. She's there in the center of the field, number 10. She's also got Darcy Fraunfelter, the junior, closest to Carrie O'Leary, who throws it off of Nunez. Nunez kicks it to the other side now, and it's kept in the middle. A try by Fraunfelter missed. O'Leary can't get to it, and it goes out of play. Kicked out quickly by the defense.
Ryan, Rachel, Jeffrey,
The Dons, a team that was 11-0 in their league, winning the Western League Championship, defending CIF champions in Division III here, trying to put something again in the net, and it's kicked out of play. Back to action in the center of the field, trying to get control of it. The Bulldogs trying to run underneath it and get a play going in the defensive half, but once they do, it is kicked out of there with the quickness, running down, and Thompson is able to grab it before Fraunfelter can get a kick on it. And Thompson may decide to kick the ball as far as she can to try and get something going, to play kind of an offensive aid to the offense of the Bulldogs. They're going to need it, because they're down 1-0 in this game. And content to play around in the offensive zone, just eat up time off the clock as the Dons. And if they can get a play going, they'll work one to get a goal, they'll do that. Clemens falling down. Mandy Clemens, a sophomore, working hard in the center of the field, number 22. She has it again. Clemens being marked there, and she just feeds it back to the defense. And Strucko has it. Stephanie Strucko. with the pass. Feeding it over to O'Leary. O'Leary on the wing. O'Leary trying to get to it first. She's not going to be able to do, and it's routed out of play.
Come on, Rodriguez. Go eight.
And now here's going to be a throw in. And this one bounced out. O'Leary try to feed it in the center. The defenders, they get control of it, but kept in by Strucco. O'Leary can't get a hold of it. Katie Ott, and a kickoff. O'Leary trying to get pressure from the wing, and it's kicked out of play. Carrie O'Leary, the junior, she'll be back next year for the USDS, the Dons. USD, US University of San Diego High School Dons. Want to get that all squared away. O'Leary keeps it in off her body, and it goes out. It'll be a goal kick by the Bulldogs. Down in this contest, 1-0 Aubrey Thompson. O'Leary feeds it over to Fraunfelter. Looking for another forward to try to get to it was Clemens. Clemens, who scored the goal in the La Jolla game. One of the only 2 goals that he scored in the last game of the playoffs to get here in the title game. Here's Thompson, the goaltender. And a kick out of play. And now we have a timeout. And coming out is Darcy Fraunfelter. And also Christy Clark is coming out, and Carrie O'Leary. And they worked hard, and now back in the contest is Rachel Rodriguez, who started the game. And also is Raya Gall. And that might mean that the offensive pressure will be applied. Rodriguez is only a freshman, and she's a starter. You get fresh bodies in there, and that really helps you for any kind of athletic team, especially in the second half. The Lady Bulldogs trying to keep the intensity going. Concentration mentally. They're only down by 1 goal in this contest. And 1 goal could tie it up and send us into those overtimes. They're throw in on the far side, on the Ramona side of the field over there. And it goes off of the Dons player, and now could be a dangerous situation. You get lulled to sleep. All of a sudden, the Bulldogs get a rush going. And that's when it's really tough for the defensive players. They have to answer here. And a save by Hansen. Hansen is there when needed. Had to shut out in the last game against La Jolla. Here's the feed to go back the other way, and the Bulldogs now sensing the urgency for the moment. And nice job by Clemens on using the back of her head to keep it in the field of play. Trying to control is Nunez. She does. Nunez with a left foot. Nunez very agile. Nunez in the center. It's taken away. They had to respond there as Nunez was going to walk in on a goaltender. to the far side. And a feed, and Thompson has it on one bounce. Bounces it and kicks it with the left foot with enough air underneath it to one bounce over the line into the defensive half for the Dons, and the Bulldogs with the pressure. And out of play. Trying to keep the mental pressure on is Tanya Tate, who has had a few chances to get things going, but every time the defense has come up to the field of play and trying to run underneath it is Clemens. She won't be able to get to it as it is kicked out. No, it's kept in the left side there, or the far near side over there for the Bulldogs. And here's the centering pass. Here's a shot and just missed. They worked that very quickly. Clemens couldn't get it. So now Thompson will go kick it out. 1-0 in favor of the Dons here in the second half. I'm Greg Porter, hoping you're enjoying this one from Torrey Pines High School here in Torrey Pines. Area here out in Del Mar. Very big, beautiful high school. Maybe one of the best in San Diego County, Torrey Pines. And they like their soccer here, as do both of these two high schools, as they've shown in this game, both defensively and offensively. Clemens with it, and she tried to feed it back over to Megan Tober. Tober fell down. Tovar, the hustle, and now it'll be a throw in. Strucko looking for Goff in the middle. Couldn't get to it. Here's Nunez. Nunez is going to work it back to the defense. And there's a block, and here now the Bulldogs. But as soon as they get something going in the center of the field, it is knocked away and brought back up. The defenders of the Dons do not mind playing the keep-away game in the defensive half, and then they get a chance as it is kicked out to put it on somebody's leg and kick it into the offensive half of the field. It has worked very well. There's only a few times when Hansen has had to think about coming out and making a save. A violation against the Bulldogs, and now Strucko will have the free kick. Strucko, a sophomore, and actually it'll be a throw-in. And Strucko will kick it over to Clemens. It's missed. In the air now. And kicked out. Stephanie Strucko in the defensive half of the Bulldogs. A nice throw in. Coming up to get control is Goff. Here's Legase. And Strucko working hard, but also trying to keep it in a defensive half. Is number 12. And number 12 is Martha Spalding, the sophomore, for Ramona in the blue. Spalding, and it goes off her body. And Tovar will hand it back there to Strucko. Stephanie Strucko, the throw, and she throws it along there off of one bounce to Goff, trying to get control with the head. She heads it again and then gets a kick. Nice play by Strucko. Into the center. Nunez can't get, and she does get a foot on it coming out, and a nice play by Thompson, but she is going to be hurt. She might have got kicked up near the head area. Aubrey Thompson injured on the play, and she's walking over to the sidelines. An injury timeout stopping the clock at about the midway point here of the second half. And Valerie Nelson concerned over there, the coach for the Ramona Bulldogs. And Thompson will come out, and let's see what they do. Coming in to replace Aubrey Thompson is number 20, Sarah Legace, a sophomore. She's going to play in the net as Aubrey Thompson was hurt on the play. Thompson, who has played well, but that offensive chance that Thompson sacrificed her body for was mainly in control by Raya Goff. She really kept that play going on the wing. And it was only a great play by Thompson to keep the feed and a chance for a score. Thompson's really helped them in this game. But now Legace will have to try and see if she can answer the defensive call in the goal net, because she will be pressured to the outside, and it's out of play. Clemens can't run it down, so Clemens will get the throw in. Mandy Clemens going to be around on this Dons program for a couple of more years. Clemens, and she kicks it out of play. Clemens kicked it out of play and also nudged another soccer ball down there. And here comes Aubrey Thompson. Thompson gets the aids over there, the bandage aids or whatever they had to do to get her back in, and she's back in there now. And Legace will go back to her forward position. Well, I tell you, Thompson, the senior, and, you know, if you were a senior, too, you'd probably think, well, I'm going to do whatever I can to stay in this contest, especially when it's only 1-0. In the center, and now controlled by Nunez. Nunez feeds it with the foot out to Stracco. A rush towards the middle. Thompson comes at it, but the defender is able to route it out of play there. The defender being Sarah Summerall. Summerall, the junior. Nice play by Summerall. Gaining control of the soccer ball and keeping it out of danger. And that one is almost a goal as Raya Goff trying to add to the goal that Nunez had in the first half. Just missed. Goff has had a few chances and just came up a little bit short. Here's a throw in to the far side over there. The Bulldog side of the field, and their partisan make noise as Legace trying to get some offense going. But the defense, and it's kicked along the sidelines, and they say it's out. And now the Bulldogs with the throw in. Legace, it went right by her. And now here's a shot and a save by Hansen. That's the reason why Hansen had a shutout last game and has played well this season. She had to answer the call. That's tough when you're back there and there's not much pressure in the game on you, and then all of a sudden here it comes at you and you've got to make the save, and she did. 1-0, the Dons lead. Oh, say 17 minutes or thereabouts left in the game. Still plenty of time for the Bulldogs, and they sense a little bit of pressure that they can apply on the defense of the Dons. Trinity Stalker with the throw in. Stalker throws it towards the middle. And now it is controlled by Clemens in her own half of the field. gets it long-wise. Rolling after it is Sturla, and it is it hits the goalpost and out of play. And so now it's going to be a goal kick.
Unlucky Tony, turn and face now. Midfield, win it.
Thompson gets a lot of air underneath it. Goff.
Good ball, Tilly. Get it on the ground. Oh.
Goff up in the air, and let's see what the call is. A foul on the back of Raya Goff. And here's Stephanie Stracco. Stracco feeds it to Clemens, but it's taken away quickly. Taken away, nice job on a play was Jessica Stewart. Sturla. Jessica Stewart, Tony Sturla has really worked hard in the defensive half, doing a fine job for the Bulldogs. Here's Legace. Legace trying to run underneath it. Legace under heavy duress. Two players, and they take it away. Boy, that is good soccer when you know that one player is trying to get something going and you shut them off, you work in tandem, and you take the soccer ball away. A little bit of mist beginning to fall onto the field here. A soccer field that if it does rain tonight, the rain will wash to the sidelines, as it is a field that is crusted in the center here at Torrey Pines High School, and then sloped to the sides as it is knocked out. And the Bulldogs with a chance here. Trinity Stalker with the throw in. Running after it is Tate. Tate with control. Tate loses it. Tate goes back after it. Tate having troubles in the corner. Still trying to control it, and it goes out of play. And now it'll be a goal kick for the Dons. They lead 1-0 in this CIF Division III girls soccer match. Greg Porter, happy to be with you. Ramona trying to control it, and it goes out of play. The pressure here in the last 5 minutes or so has turned in the favor of the Ramona Bulldogs. The Bulldogs now trying to camp out in the defensive half of the Dons. They must continue this pressure, and they must get a goal, otherwise they'll lose this title match. They're down at 1-0. Nunez. Captain. Luna de Jong, number 5, keeping it in, and de Jong will hand it over to her teammate, Stalker. Stalker throws it, and it is headed out to the far side. The Bulldogs hustling a little bit more here, and they know they have to. Tanya Tate. Tate tries to center it, and it's kicked and redirected. Tovar trying to get to it. She won't get to it, and a speedy Mandy Clemens comes back to help out. I tell you, the forwards for the Dons, they know when they have to come out and help out, and they know where that soccer ball is at. That's good coaching by Butch Lee, Felicia Faro, the coaching staff for the Dons. Keeping the presence of mind in all the players out there, both on the offensive side and defensive side, and midfielders knowing what they have to do. This one is kicked out, though. And the crowd making noise on the Ramona side. And rightly so, they're still in this contest. To the middle. The defense for the Dons is able to get it out. Clemens with control now. Clemens turns around and kicks it up, but coming up to help out on the play was Sturla to keep it in. However, it'll be a Dons throw in. And it's going to be a free kick. This one on the indirect side is touched there by the Dons and kept out of that penalty or 18-yard box area, deep in that area. Tony Nunez.
That was like a problem. It's always been.
Nicole Moore, number 17. Nicole being stalked or marked there, and she kicks it out of play. But it'll be another goal kick. The goal kick's becoming a little bit more prevalent here for the Dons in the second half. Just about 10 minutes left to go in the game. The Dons now with a little pressure of their own. Here's Raya Goff. Goff over to Stracco. Stracco tips it over to number 21, and that's Tovar. Tovar hits off the goaltender, and now it's trying to be headed in, and an incredible save. Aubrey Thompson, falling down, is able to somehow reach the soccer ball. The freshman Rodriguez was there. Tovar got everything started. But Thompson was there when it was needed for Ramona. Here they go back the other way. Tovar keeps it in to Clemens, but it is kicked by a midfielder and back in the defensive side of the Dons, who have spent some time now playing defense here in the later minutes of the game. Battaglia. Battaglia is there, and it goes off. And that was at close range for Tanya Tate. But this one is over to Hansen, and she makes the save on one bounce. Hansen has had to answer the call a little bit recently. Nunez, a long feed to Clemens. She won't be able to get to it as it is kicked out. Jessica Stewart, and it goes out of play. Legace can't keep it in. Stephanie Stracco with the throw in for some offensive pressure for the Lady Dons. Nunez. Goff, and it goes out of play. Goff says, I'm going to put a foot on it and keep it in your half of the field, as she did that time. And the defensive player is down on the field right now. And a look there at the Dons. Lady Dons just kind of discussing things with Hansen. Gina Hansen, the senior, knowing that time is running out in her high school soccer career, and she is on top of the scoreboard with a chance for a title again in Division III. And you get a shot of the University of San Diego High School Dons fans, and they're giving a round of applause for the young lady who was injured on a Ramona side. And the fans they're very appreciative of good play, and they also don't want to see anybody hurt. Head coach Valerie Nelson having to come out, and now she's going to get a substitution in there. And I'm sure the words that she gave to her young soccer player was to come in there and continue to put pressure. And that's Ellie Reimer, the freshman, on the defense of the Lady Dons. And a round of applause again. For the fallen player of the Ramona Bulldogs. Ryagoff over to Clemens and Nunez. Stewart working hard, trying to get it out of their own defensive half. Also working hard over there. Number 4, Trinity Stalker. Stalker, the junior, in the middle of the field. Stephanie Stracco. Stracco trying to leap over them bags there. Jessica Stewart on the defense to try to keep it out of the center of the field. Megan Tovar. Stewart trying to get control, but Goff has it. And then coming up is Legace. Just about 7 minutes left to go, or thereabouts in the contest. Stracco content to work it over to Tovar. Tovar feeds it, in a shot by Nunez. Nice job by Tovar, though. Tovar recognized that she could handle the soccer ball and then worked it to the center to Nunez, but here they go back the other way as Thompson gets it out of there. The goaltender. And now they try to run it over to Hansen. Hansen doesn't get to it, as now Tovar misses it. In the center, and it's kicked out by Stewart. Jessica Stewart kicks it out. The junior. And they say it was off of a Dons player, and now the throw in. And it's kicked out. Urgency sensed on the other side. Of course, both teams have had the breathers here with the injuries here in the second half. 1-0, the Dons leading. Almost an illegal throw-in, Anton. Stalker. Clemens with one player back for Ramona Bulldogs. Centers it, but Thompson will get to it. Thompson, who's had a heck of a game. The senior for the Ramona Bulldogs in blue. Legace trying to get control. She's bumped. And she will get a free kick. And his free kick is Trinity Stalker. Stalker, the midfielder, kicks it in the center now. It is blocked off by a defender. Off of Tovar. Time running down, and it goes out of play. Jessica Battaglia comes off. And she has played well in this game, the freshman, and gives away. Coming into the contest, Brooke Reinhardt, a sophomore. Young players able to play now here late stage of the game. In the center, Clemens trying to run it down. Clemens goes around Sterla. Clemens still has control with the left foot. Clemens now over to Nunez. Back to Sterla, and they say it was offsides. Nunez might have been offsides. He was trying to come from behind and then help out Clemens on the play. Trinity Stalker over to Legase. Legase trying to get a forward to run underneath it. On the far side is Tate. It goes out of play, and Tate and company will have it. Less than 3 minutes left to play, maybe a minute and a half. Down to crunch time here for Ramona. The long throw, and it is knocked out. Tanya Tate trying to control it over on the far side. Stalker will have the throw in. A very key opportunity here, down 1-0, the Ramona Bulldogs, and they say it was an illegal throw in. And boy, is that got to hurt. Well, actually, it wasn't a illegal throw in, and now it was a violation there in with an arm, and so now they'll have the goal kick. For a second there, the linesman with the flag up. Ramona still has it, and now it is back in their defensive half, and they obviously don't want that now. This time is running down. The Dons content to just keep it in their half of the field. Not necessarily having to score a goal. Clemens would like one. She shoots it in the corner, misses. Mandy Clemens trying to get the goal there. She hasn't been able to get one in this game, but it's not for lack of trying. Here's Aubrey Thompson, a defender, as all the defenders on their team have had a great game. Here's Clemens again. Clemens still trying to work a play. She feeds it, and Thompson is there, anticipating, and I don't know how Clemens got that shot off under much duress, but it just shows the skill of these Dons. But here's Legase on a breakaway. Sarah Legase, she shoots, and it goes wide. Sarah Legase on a breakaway, and that might have been the last big chance. It was a one-on-one opportunity, and Legase is down on the field as she tried to get that shot. The goaltender, Hansen, coming out to make the play. And she's up now. But since it was knocked out by the Dons, it is going to be a corner kick. Big offensive chance here. The clock stopped momentarily there, but it's back on. Seconds running down. This one's on the net, and it goes off the hands of Hansen. Desperation there by the Bulldogs. A couple of whistles and a championship again for University of San Diego, the Dons. Tonight in Division III over the Ramona Lady Bulldogs. And they get a hand, do the Dons, and so do the Lady Bulldogs, who played a gallant game here in the second half. The last 8 or 9 minutes of the second half, they were all over the place in the Dons' half of the field, but they weren't able to get it going. Legase with a last-second try as it was thwarted, and a win. A title again, 4 times in a row for the University of San Diego. The Lady Dons, what a high school girls soccer program do they have as they keep rolling up the championships, and it's not out of a lot of luck, it's out of a lot of skill, and they showed it tonight.
No, there's 20.
Oh, there's 20?
Congratulations.
We're calling names, I guess. Oh, they already called these?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, ladies.
We almost did.
Good job, ladies.
All right. That was easy.
Number two.
Number 5, Rhea Gall. She's a sophomore. Wearing number 8, Julie Ott. Rachel Rodriguez. Wearing number 21, Van Comer. Mandy Clemens. Number 9, Christy Clark.
He's called some other names that you've missed.
Plays in the midfield and in defense. She's a freshman. Number 13, Brooke Reinhardt. Plays
We're here with the two stalwarts for the runners-up of the CIF Division III. Sarah, you got injured there at the end, but you played a great game, and you tried to do everything you could. What happened on the final play there?
Well, as I went to shoot, she kind of came right behind me and knocked me over, and as I went down, she kind of kicked me at the same time and the ball. And so we ended up getting a corner kick.
You know, you had all your partisans after, you know, just going crazy at that time. They thought that that might be the one-to-one time and we go into overtime.
Yeah, but maybe we'll get them next year.
Okay. You're a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
You'll be back. Okay, now the goaltender here also was Aubrey Thompson. She played a great defensive game. She was the defensive star, I could say, and right now she's showing the runner-up Division III, and that's something to be proud of. Aubrey, you played a great game.
I guess I didn't really feel like I was on tonight, but I guess I had to be. I don't know.
What happened on the goal by Nunez?
Well, we were in the goal box. One of my players went to clear it out, and everybody else in the way moved out of the way, and I was facing towards the right, and I didn't get a chance to get to the left before they shot it to the left.
You, in the second half, you know, they were still putting pressure. You got injured, but that was a great play to come out and help out because Goff was going down the wing.
I went to get the ball, and she kind of kicked me in the head on accident, so I kind of got it knocked out of for a little bit, but I'm fine now. So
as evident, you came back in. Thank you, girls. You played a great season, and good luck next year. We're here with the team captains for the CIF Division III champions, the University of San Diego High School Dons. And Katie, how does it feel?
It feels great. It's 4 years in a row, and it's just a beautiful way to go out.
That's unbelievable, and you know they really played well, especially in the second half. What did you think about on that last chance? What were you guys trying to do to try to keep it out of there?
Oh, got everything we possibly could. We got every little piece of body we could in there to stop the ball. It worked, and Gina Hansen had an awesome save at the end. It was beautiful, saved our butts.
Gina's been a fantastic goaltender. She had the shutout last time, shutout again. Boy, that's great defensive goaltending. Also, with the lone goal in this contest, Tony Nunez. Tony, this is your last game. What a way to go out.
Yeah, it was so awesome. I mean, I was wishing to score, but just most of all that we'd win, and this is just, it's awesome. I'm really excited. It's awesome.
What did you think on that play that had to materialize for you to get the goal? What were you thinking about?
I was just thinking about getting it in the net. I mean, anything to get it in the net. Whoever got it in the net was going to be fine with me. It didn't even matter if it was me or not.
The pressure was applied by your team the whole game, and now that the season's over, what are you going to do?
Go to college. I'm really excited about playing in college, and so that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Any particular college?
No, not yet. I'd like to go to Cornell, but if not, you know, somewhere else, I have some options.
Oh, that's an Ivy League school, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, well, thank you very much, ladies, for coming out. Congratulations again on winning the championship for Division III and the two captains, and they went out in style. And thanks for coming out. And we're here with Butch Lee, the coach, the winning coach of the University of San Diego High School Dons. Butch, first of all, I'm going to ask, how does it feel? Your fourth one in a row.
They all feel great. I know how Bill Bullock feels. He got 5. 2 of them or 3 of them against me, so it's great. And the kids deserve it. They worked hard.
They really did, especially in the first half. They put the pressure on, and if it wasn't for Aubrey Thompson and a couple of their defenders, they might have scored a lot of goals in the first half.
It could have been a blowout real early. I mean, they're a good side, and we've had nothing but hard games because they loaded our side of the bracket. They put all the Western League teams on our side this year, and it was a tough go. The game the other night against La Jolla was just a barn burner. I mean, that was a tough game, and tonight was tough also.
Well, you know, it doesn't take a lot of goals to score in soccer, but it takes one, especially by Nunez, to go ahead and win it. In the second half, they knew that, and they had a big chance at the end. And what were you thinking then?
Well, I was concerned, but my kids, they've said something all along. We've only had 5 goals scored on us the whole year. Mm-hmm. And we have like 21 shutouts. Mm-hmm. And they weren't going to let this one go by with a score.
That may very well be a CIF record, right?
No, it's the CIF records are really, you know, you don't judge by them because it's all whoever's on the other end of the pencil.
Well, I tell you what, you have a fantastic program. Obviously, any time to be able to win this many championships in a row, of course, this latest one against the Ramona Bulldogs is something. And you've got a young team, and you're going to be back with some outstanding young players next year.
Oh, yeah, definitely we'll be back. We're like a bad dream. We're going to be back. Yeah, we lose our 4 seniors. We started 4 ninth graders, freshmen, all year long. One of my players, Carrie O'Leary, she started out the year injured, and she's had nothing but bad luck, so she'll fill in there next year as a senior. And we should get to the playoffs next year, you know. But everything gets tough every year. It gets tougher and tougher and tougher. Our first year, it was a 5-1 game, and they get harder and harder every year. The last 2 years, they've been 1-0 games, but 1-0 is the same as 10-0 when the paper comes out the next day.
Well, I think, you know, you talk about you started in '86. I think the undercurrent of the strong soccer programs in San Diego County is just bringing this fine talent as an evidence. You talk about the young players, Rachel Rodriguez and company on your team, that are coming up and making a lot of these high schools real tough in this Division III. And who knows, you may have to move up or do something to keep it rolling.
Yeah, the club program out here, the youth club program, is outstanding. We got the club coaches are just doing a great job, so I'm very fortunate because they come to me. They're already trained from all summer long, so all we do is just get the kids to knock the ball around, get to be friendly with each other because they come from so many different teams, coaches, and styles, and, you know, we just try and bring them together and have a good time.
I bet you the parents helped out a whole lot, and it just showed, you know, the confidence of your team when they walked in here, and it showed again tonight.
Yeah, well, they're not cocky bunch, but they, you know, they've got this attitude that only one person's going to beat them, and that's themselves.
Well, congratulations, Butch, on another championship and Division III, and thanks for being on George Langevin Video Sports Production with us.
Thank you. You guys do a good job.
Okay, and that's going to be a wrap here from Torrey Pines High School in Torrey Pines, California. It was 1-0, and championship again, the 4th in a row for the University of San Diego High School Lady Dons over the Ramona Bulldogs. A very valiant attempt at the end to try and see if they can get on that winning ledger, but on a title game, but it wasn't to be. I'm Greg Porter. Hope you enjoyed this one from Torrey Pines. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Upside down and inside out. I'm about to show all you folks what it's all about. Now it's time for it to get on the mic and make this motherfucker.